May is the month of expectation, the month of wishes, the month of hope. Emily Bronte. Hello everyone, I don't know how it happened, but it's the end of a month again. Yikes. Is it just me or time is just flying by? I know everyone always says that, but God, it's getting real and more real every passing month. Well, now focusing on the good things, how was your month? How are your reads? May is AANHPI Heritage Month, which stands for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander. And I always try to read more Asian and Pacific American authors, but this year I only did one reread. More about that later, but yeah. Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed this month's reads and if you found a new favorite. That's always good news. So I'll leave you to it for a while and I'll come back for my thoughts on the books I read. Okay, so I finally finished a book I started back in March. I know I took way too long, but it didn't jeopardize my reading experience, honestly. I think it made it better, actually. I mean, of course, at some point, I just wanted to finish it, but because I wanted to know the result of the story, The Ilia Crest by Cristina Rivera Garza, La Cresta de León in Spanish, was a 4 stars for me. Considering I'm very demanding with my reads, it's an excellent rating. Also, what made it better, perhaps, was the fact that I read it in Spanish, thus its original language, and books are always tastier, more tasty, I don't know, in their original language. I wouldn't know how to describe its genres exactly. It's a mix of literary fiction and psychological horror, mystery, and weird fiction, like totally genre bending and gender bending, if you know what I mean. I think it's one of those books that's better going into it unknowingly, so if you like those genres I mentioned, my recommendation is to go for it. It got me thinking the whole time when I opened the book until I closed it. I also finally picked up Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. If I'm being honest, I was a little bit reluctant of picking it up. I don't know why, but for the 3 years I think I've got the book, I've had that same feeling like I was avoiding reading it for some reason. Maybe I always knew that I wouldn't like it so much. I mean, I give it 3 stars, but at some point I was dreading it. Honestly, I don't know. I'm always the first to stand up for books in which nothing happens, but most of the time the real changes and dynamics are subtle and underneath the whole story, so something's still happening, you know? But here it was a blatant nothing. Like, I don't know, I wanted to appreciate it more, I guess, but it was boring a little bit being inside her head, even though I could find many similarities between us. And I also felt a lot of it was telling instead of showing, so that's, I think, the biggest point where I felt it weaker. And by the way, that plot twist, girl, I think I maybe can see the clues, but I wonder if I made them myself or just, I don't know, they just don't make sense. I was very weirded out by this book, but maybe there are worse reading experience I haven't known yet. I really hope not. And finally, the dear book I reread is totally a favorite. I hope this doesn't find you by An Liang. Oh my god, how much I adore this book. It's everything, you know, not only because it's academic rivals and lovers, but the development in the relationship between Sadie and Julius and the fact that he fell first and harder. I swear to God, it was 3 in the morning and I was crying my lungs out silently because of the book and the confession and everything that was happening. It doesn't matter, I had already read it before. It hit as hard as the first time. The other day, someone told me the author was working on Julius's POV book and I just lost it. So that's why I also wanted to reread it and annotate finally my physical copy, which I bought this year, and it definitely became one of my favorite books to reread. One of my favorite YAs. Honestly, I think it's my favorite YA from the last couple of years. So, to try something different, I also wanted to tell you a little bit about the media that I watched, especially because I went down memory lane for a while. And yes, I watched the new content from the Nickelodeon shows that were my everything back in 2010. I watched the whole of the new iCarly show, which was my favorite ever. It only had 3 seasons and they canceled it, but at least my childhood dream was fulfilled. Pretty forever. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a softie for nerdy yearning boys and men. I also watched the Zoe 101 movie. Well, it's called Zoe 102. It's hilarious being alive in this day and age, you know? It wasn't particularly bad, but I cringed so hard so many times. I died of secondhand embarrassment continuously, but truth be told, the jokes weren't that bad. And I just ended up laughing out loud of how ridiculous everything was, but in a good way. So at least it was a fun time. I had a blast. I won't deny it. So that was it for today, guys. I hope you could enjoy the setup as much as I did. I love doing May and getting it in deep yellow colors because it's so fallish, but it also has kind of summer vibes at the same time. So she is the moment. If you liked spending time with me, I really appreciate if you liked this video and comment down below your thoughts. Anything helps. The subscription button is also open to everyone, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. There I always announce the new videos and post more bookish content, so yeah. Thank you so much for being here as always, sending much love your way, and take care. Have the greatest of tunes, also known as Pride Month. Kisses, bye!